China's export curbs are now raising a big question for India. Can the country hit its $120 billion electronics dream if Beijing still controls key parts of the supply chain? Since the COVID pandemic, India has aggressively positioned itself as a global manufacturing alternative to China. That push has already shown results. Apple suppliers expanded operations in India, semiconductor plans were announced, and new industrial parks were proposed. India's electronics exports also jumped sharply from $8.6 billion in 2015 to a record $47 billion in 2025. Now, the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology is aiming for electronics exports to hit $120 billion by the end of 2026. But just as India is doubling down on manufacturing, China has tightened its grip. Beijing's new State Council decrees 834 and 835 have imposed export restrictions, triggering concern across India's electronics and auto sectors. The biggest fear is that restrictions on critical machinery, rare earth elements, advanced manufacturing technologies, and key components could slow expansion plans, delay investments, and expose how dependent India still is on Chinese supply chains. And that raises the central question: can India truly scale manufacturing if China still controls the tools needed to build these factories? According to reports, executives at major electronics manufacturing firms are already in talks with Chinese suppliers to understand how these new rules could impact shipments of capital equipment and critical parts. India's domestic industry has also reportedly approached the government and flagged the potential fallout. The timing is especially sensitive. India is pushing hard for import substitution and local manufacturing, while also dealing with global uncertainties, including supply chain disruptions linked to the Iran war. Meanwhile, the center is also betting heavily on industrial infrastructure. Under the 33,660 crore rupees Industrial Smart Cities initiative, the government plans to operationalize 50 industrial parks over the next 3 years. But China's latest move has exposed a deeper vulnerability because of India's heavy dependency. In the auto sector alone, around 26% of India's component imports in FY25 came from China, much of it high-value electronics. So, while this may not immediately derail India's manufacturing ambitions, it is a clear reminder that assembly growth alone may not be enough. Can India realistically reduce this dependence fast enough to protect its manufacturing push?